20 days ago, the simple act of starting felt like a losing battle. I woke up lethargic, physically weak, and looking for any valid reason to quit before I even laced up my shoes. The requirements were straightforward, but felt impossible. Early wake-ups, daily training, and zero junk food. At that stage, there was no vision of a new me, only the weight of the tasks I didn't want to do. My body reacted to this sudden discipline as if it were under attack. When you transition from total comfort to rigid structure, your biology doesn't see self-improvement. It sees a threat to its energy reserves. This initial barrier isn't about your muscles or your lungs. It is a conflict with the brain's hardwired preference for the path of least resistance. The first few days are defined by physical rejection. Muscles are constantly sore, and the psychological pull toward high-calorie junk food is relentless. This is when exhaustion peaks. Your brain starts to rationalize quitting, making the case that the effort isn't worth the pain, especially when you can't see any results yet. Most modern habits provide a quick hit of dopamine, but training offers the opposite. You put in the work on day 4 or 5, and the mirror shows you the exact same person you were on day 1. Getting through the first week isn't a display of power. It's a gritty holding action against a body that wants to return to its baseline. By day 9, the friction begins to thin out. You aren't fighting the alarm clock quite as hard, and the daily movements start to feel less like a crisis and more like a task. This is where energy levels begin to invert. The exhaustion that felt permanent during the first week starts to lift, replaced by a consistent, functional energy surplus. This chart shows the mechanics of metabolic adaptation. As the line for perceived exertion drops, the line for metabolic efficiency climbs. They cross exactly at day 10, where the body stops resisting stress and optimizes its systems to handle it. As the physical resistance fades, self-doubt follows. When the body stops complaining, the mind starts believing the process is actually working. Day 10 serves as the tipping point. The challenge moves from being a physical struggle to a tool for mental momentum. A quiet sense of pride starts to take over. It's a direct result of showing up when you didn't want to, and it begins to outweigh the physical discomfort of the workouts. Movements that were grueling on day 3 are now fluid. The friction that slowed every rep is gone, making the daily session feel manageable and even necessary. The effort required to push through physical limits creates a carryover effect. The momentum built under the bar translates into clearer thinking outside the gym. Compare this state to day 1. Back then, the mind wanted out. Now it seeks the next objective. This level of self-respect is earned through repetition. It's the result of keeping difficult promises to yourself for 20 consecutive days. At the 20-day mark, the internal changes finally become visible on the surface. My face looks sharper, my physique is leaner, and the weights are objectively heavier. The data matches the mirror. This radar chart tracks that expansion. From day 1 to day 20, the limits for strength, endurance, and energy have all pushed outward. These markers are the result of the body's physiological shift toward higher efficiency. But these physical results are just trailing indicators. They are simply proof that the brain has successfully reclassified effort from an option to a requirement. The goal of this journey is discipline. The physical changes are useful, but they are secondary to the process of voluntary conditioning. This is really about learning to accept the discomfort today to ensure that you have the strength to handle tomorrow. Most people quit the moment things get uncomfortable. They stop at the exact point where the real progress begins. The beast mode mentality only activates at the edge of your comfort zone. If it isn't difficult, it isn't changing you. I have 10 days left. Based on the shift I've seen in the last 20, the final